You know our next guest best from This Is Us for her emotionally raw performance as Kate. Now she's giving us another must-watch to pull on our heartstrings in her portrayal of a single mother battling addiction. Her list of achievements doesn't end there because she can now add winemaker to her resume. We like that.
Wow.
Welcome back, Chrissy Metz.
Hi.
And Chrissy, before we jump in, we just wanted to get your take as an actor. I know you were listening to our previous segment. Do you think that actors should be able to use their imagination and branch out to play characters that may not share their own life experiences?
Yes, and I think that the opportunity should go to people who have authentic experiences or come from a particular ethnicity or a race or experience. I mean, you can't imagine authenticity. You either are or you aren't, but as actors, the imagination is so important, obviously, in portraying a role. So I'm like, yes, and.
Yeah.
Very improv-y.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, no, I mean, there's nuance to the conversation for sure.
Yes.
But
yes.
We're so excited to have you back on and talk about your role in Stay Awake. So you play a mom of 2 teenage boys struggling with addiction to painkillers. So how has your role helped you better understand addiction?
Well, I have food issues myself, so I understand what that is like. I think a lot of people can understand what it's like to want to fill a void with something, whether it's social media, attention, gambling, food, spending, all of the things. We're all filling a void with something. And so for me, food has been sort of my crutch. And so I understood Michelle in this role. I also understood how important it was to not villainize and demonize an addict, but also how important it was for the perspective of the caretakers and her sons are taking care of her, and they don't understand why she can't kick this addiction. And so it's very nuanced, it's very complicated, and she's doing her best to live her best life and obviously for her children, but she's having a really rough go of it. So it was very complex. It was a tough role to portray, for sure.
That is a huge challenge. I kind of want to go off of what you just said about the caretakers. In the film, we see your characters' 2 sons make big sacrifices to care for their mom. And I wanted to ask you, why do you think it's important for the caretakers who suffer from the addiction indirectly to also have their story told?
Oh, well, we don't really see it often.
Right.
It's usually from the point of view of the addict. And so the caretakers, I mean, they're suffering with the addiction and with the person, who was suffering with the addiction. And so it's important because there's so much sacrifice that goes into it and a lot of placating. And these kids in particular are parentified children. I mean, they're literally taking care of their mom and, out of the goodness of their heart. But it's like, they also deserve to be kids and to live the life that they are meant to live. And so it's hard. It's a hard journey to watch and to understand, but to empathize and hopefully open people's hearts and minds to this other perspective that we don't see often.
I'm just really glad you're shining a light on that.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely. All right, Chrissy, to switch gears here a little bit. For anyone that doesn't know, today is National Wine Day, which is why I'm drunk. So, Chrissy,
I knew it.
You recently started your own wine company, Joyful Heart Wine. What made you get into wine? This is so cool.
I love the packaging on the bottle, by the way.
Thank you. That was really important. I think so many times we obviously buy anything with our eyes, and so the label was really important for me. Also, I want to live my life with a joyful heart, and so that was also very important. Was the label and the name, and also we donate $1 from each bottle to World Central Kitchen, which are on the front lines of helping with food crisis all over the globe. And so initially with wine, I was like, this is so pretentious. Like, I don't understand it. What in the world? People with the oaks and the tannins and the legs. And I'm like, whatever. And then you realize and you see the science behind it and how, it is hard work to produce a bottle. You're like, this is kind of a miracle, because we're talking about the sun and the soil and the science behind it. So it was really about wanting to understand the wine, whole industry, but also the wine. And for me, it's like, if you like the wine, you should drink the wine. You shouldn't drink it because you think you're supposed to like it.
Right.
So I was like, we are determined to find a blend and wine that I can be proud to share with people, but also enjoy drinking because it's delicious.
Good for you. I can't wait to have it.
Oh, I hope you love it. Tell me what you think.
Yes.
I will. Okay, so I have to ask you this. We only have about 30 seconds. It's been a year since This Is Us ended, and you had such a successful run. But before booking the role of Kate, did you ever struggle to make it? We love hearing these stories.
Are you kidding? 81 cents in my bank account, had to borrow money to go to the audition, was ready to move back home to Florida.
Wow.
I was on the struggle bus. I was driving the struggle bus. For sure.
She's like, babe,
For
babe,
sure.
babe.
Yep. Well,
Yeah, I was like, babe. Right.
And then the car down.
Yeah, that's amazing.
it is always a
Amazing.
pleasure to have you on. Congratulations on all your recent
Yes.
success. So well deserved. DBL Nation, Stay Awake is in theaters now, and you can also celebrate National Wine Day with a delicious bottle of Joyful Heart wine, where a portion of the proceeds goes to charity. Thanks again, Chrissy. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye. Cheers.